Oh, sorry. I was just planning every single aspect of my life. Usually when people think of successful companies, they envision that a brilliant leader is always behind them. And of course, brilliant leaders create successful companies, no doubt about that. But what I found in my journey into the business world is that it's not quite brilliant leaders that make a company overall successful. It's a result of brilliant systems. Now what a system is it's a game plan for when something happens. So in business, you could say, oh, you get a phone call, right? This is what you do when you get a phone call, or this is how you book a meeting. And there are all these different systems are in place to make sure everything's done as efficiently and quickly and accurately as possible. So when I was hearing more about systems, the first thing that came to mind was, how can I apply this to my life? And the first thing I did was create my perfect day. And hour by hour, minute by minute plan of my day, how it would look, the perfect day that I can imagine. And of course, trying to live that up didn't work. So I decided, okay, I have to focus more on this. And this is what I want to go over today, is first of all, how to create a system for your life, and then how to go through with it, and even does it work? So the first thing I did when I created my system was saying, okay, what's the one thing that I really want to focus on right now? What is something that is a great challenge for me that I really want help with? And what I decided was, what about when I'm having a bad day? What about when I'm not having any motivation, when I'm tired, when I just don't want to do anything? We all have those days. I know it. And of course, I have them too, but I didn't want to just lay down and let those days rule me. I wanted to instead turn around and rule those days. So what I did first is say, okay, when I'm having a bad day, when I'm unmotivated, when I can't get any work done, what's the first thing I do? And I said, okay, the first thing I do is get some exercise. Do some jumping jacks, go for a run, push-ups, anything it takes to get your blood pumping and get your energy up. And once that happens, then I take a brief time of just silence, of thinking about, okay, what do I want in my life? And what's one thing I can do today? What's one task I can do today to help me accomplish what I want most in my life? And that is where I got the one simple task idea from. And then saying, okay, what can I do right now? And then doing it. Not only does it help you be more productive because you're doing something, but it also helps with that motivation, because I know when I get something done, when I crush a task, I feel good about myself. And I feel a lot happier, I feel a lot motivated, and my mood is definitely up. So that's my system. And then of course, go about the other tasks that need to get done during the day. For you, when you're trying to decide, okay, what do I really want my system to be for? Like, what's the first thing I want to start with? I recommend starting with something not too hard, something too big. Focus on something that seems really small, but in the long run you can build upon it, and of course it can be helpful even now. It could be something small, such as making dinner, what to do when you get a homework assignment. Something that right now isn't really happening all that well. It's not happening that efficiently. It's really not getting done that fast. It's just taking too much time and it's not getting done well. Then you should say, okay, that's something I really want to work on. Okay, what's the first thing I do when I'm encountering this challenge? Or what's the first thing I do when I get a homework assignment? What I found is, it works. You might be thinking, well, does it work? And the proof is that I'm here filming a video for you, because all the prep for this was done because I was having a bad day. And I said, okay, I want to do something. So what did I do? I prepped for this video. I came up with this idea and I outlined it and got it all ready. So it does work, and definitely find out what works best for you. I love exercise, meditation, and getting an easy task because they're all very simple, but they're all very effective. So remember, keep on fighting, and remember, you can't be erased.